I'll kill him.
Oh shit! No one tell Nick.
Abby, I have to kill you.
You heard it here first, everyone. There's considerable drama. The real drama, like we tried to make this a dramatic story here for you to watch, to enjoy here on the internet. But the real drama is happening behind the scenes.
As is the way.
The soap opera melodrama that is, you know, the roles of our lives.
So when does that start, Will?
Hey,
what system are we using for that?
Actually, you know what? There actually is a soap opera TTRPG.
Yeah, Passion de Pasiones.
And if you ever run it and don't invite me, I will find you.
Oh no, are you kidding? No, like if I do Pasión de las Pasiones, like number one, I'm going to try to find as many Latine people as I can to be a part of that. Nick, you will be the one white guy I invite.
That's real.
So we can have. So we will have that full. What was that Will Ferrell movie that was done in sort of in the style of a telenovela, but he was the only white guy. It was. I think it was like Casa de mi Padre or something like that.
House of my father.
Yeah, that's what it translated to. But like, it was done in sort of. It was done like a telenovela, but Will Ferrell was the only white guy in it. And he was the main character, of course. Anyway, hello everybody. Enough of us ranting about, you know, obscure movies and TTRPGs that both you and I will struggle to find a gaming group for. Welcome back to Wolves in Sheep's Clothing, our Armour Astir Advent Aria. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the stream. Thanks for checking out the VOD if that's how you're watching it. And we are... When we last left off our heroes, what's these faces happening?
Don't ask on air.
Y'all passing
don't
notes?
Need to know.
Y'all passing notes in class?
100%.
Okay, just checking.
Now we'll have to read it out for the rest of the class.
I really don't want to.
Anyway, we last left off our heroes with reinforcements coming in from the shepherds up topside, and our captain and artificer devising a plan to take out the rocket that they've discovered in this shepherd factory underground. Now, we kind of called it early last week because examining this rocket determined that it was of elemental nature. And of the members of this group, one of us is better equipped to take care of elemental forces than the rest of us. Unfortunately, that player was not here last week.
I could, but I don't want to take Binks's moment to shine, because I do have a thing that could have allowed me to change my attack type.
Change your approach? But it's...
Even then.
The Binks is designed for the spooky shadow psychic shit, so...
Which is why I was totally okay with us doing that.
Spooky psychic shadow termites.
Exactly.
Shadow
Plus demon
termite. Spooky profane bullcrap. It's so good.
So.
Blood ants.
There's a flying platform casting a shadow over the battlefield that is this factory town that is now being evacuated. I mean, well, it's been being evacuated, but it is at this point more evacuated than not. So any collateral damage, or almost any collateral damage you participate in right now, will have minimal to no civilian deaths.
Love that.
But down below, Sprocket and Cohran have studied this rocket, and what message are you going to send out to the rest of the squad to about what's going on downstairs?
Draco, we really need some spooky psychic termites fast.
That's a hydrate from Dirty Rogue. Thank you, Dirty Rogue.
Thanks,
Can you
Dirty Rogue.
elaborate, please?
It's so vague and yet so specific at the same time.
Sprocket looks to Cohran to elaborate. To translate.
They have a rocket.
Sparkling hydration counts.
They have a rocket. It's elemental. We need to what's the word I'm looking for?
Disable. Disarm.
We need to corrupt it.
Destroy. Ooh.
That's
so
your
much better.
department. I've been
Is there any way
shot.
to open the hangar from the inside so that his Astir can get in?
Oh, so you need me to save your ass is what I'm hearing.
No, we're not in any danger right now. I've just been shot. You should see the other guy.
It's
You
really
actually
just
should.
true.
Can you guys open up the roof of it so I
Rocket?
can?
That's your department.
Do I see any way to open up the roof of it?
Not in the room here. You have to imagine that it would be up on that observation deck that you saw earlier. Excuse me.
All right, well, we got to go towards the observation deck. Come on, Cohran. Captain.
Captain Cohran.
Okay. Luckily, I only need one hand to shoot.
Question.
You
mark.
are not that shot. I just wrapped you up.
You shouldn't have had any perils, and your risks are fine.
I thought we discussed this.
Yeah.
Cohran
The more
is-
Cohran is
Oh,
injured,
right,
the less of a
right.
deal he makes about it.
Yes. It's
He's being a diva because he's
yes,
not actually.
He's
that.
he's got a case of the man cold. Yep. Yes,
About to-
Draco. What you had a
So
question?
good.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, could I use my sword to make a hole
Trying to cut in through the
the top and go down?
hangar door? Good question.
That is a very good question. Let's see. What
Because
tag?
if
What
Captain
tags do
is
your
in-
What tags does your weapon have? Oh, all right. You know, this is the wrong kind of tense music. Speaking of which, music, as always, brought to you by our good friend Arcane Anthems,
Okay, Anthony.
provider of great music for you and all of your RPG needs. Everything's labeled D&D, but it works for any RPG that you apply it to. Also, just a great human being. Thanks, Wes.
Let me re-look at the weapon specifically because I did not type that.
Locus is spelled with a K, right?
What kind of sword was it again?
It should be the energy.
The force knife?
Yes.
Was it? Hold on. Was it
Hold on.
force knife? Force blade?
Force blade. There it is.
Okay. All right. So it's got melee, bane, and drain. And I think bane might be the one that suffer no penalty against opponents one tier above you when attacking with bane. And drain is just about the amount of energy it takes from you. Yeah, no, that's not going to have any...
Effect.
Well, it's not going to have any advantage, that's for certain. Let me take a look at some... I don't know if you have any special moves that might help that.
I don't believe I do.
You know what? I'm not even going to call it a move then. Because that's the beautiful thing about Powered by the Apocalypse. If a move doesn't cover it, you can just kind of do it. So yeah, why not?
Okay, so I'll move my Astir as close as I can to the center
Mm-hmm.
and just pull my blade out and just stab at the bottom of the ground and just see if I can start making a circle.
Yeah, no, you can do that. That's your energy, your magical energy blade is certainly strong enough to cut through the steel that's being used here. What I would like, the roll that I would like to happen, is Cohran. I would like you to roll to weather the storm, as you now need to get the fuck out of the way of 2 crashing steel panels coming at you.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Do I also need to weather the storm?
No, you've made it up to the observation deck.
what do I add to this?
We'll call it. Let's see. In this case, it's I'm gonna say it's to dodge, so we'll call it plus defy.
Okay, that's a 9.
Okay. You succeed, but at some cost. It'll keep you occupied longer than you thought. The director will ask you to make a difficult choice, or you'll burn a point of spotlight as you take dramatic action. It will. The way it's going to fall is actually going to block the path of you getting up to the observation deck. So basically, you can tumble towards the observation deck to get in there and help out Sprocket, or you can stay out here to try to help Draco.
I think I'll stay out and try to help Draco.
Okay, so these two.
Come on, son, you can do it.
These 2 giant steel panels slam down, crash to the ground, and one of them actually chunks out the stairway that leading up to the observation deck.
Rocket, you're on your own. I can't get up there.
Oh boy.
Listen,
This isn't gonna end well for old Sprocket.
Sprocket, you just burned a man alive. Not gonna end well for anyone who gets in your way.
Oh.
And as the things, I'll just have my Astir just jump in the hole that I made.
Sure.
Where'd Draco go? In the hole.
Down the
Draco
hole.
go down the hole,
Draco go down the hole.
and every millennial makes the reference.
Trying to...
So you jump down. Draco, you also managed to see that platform coming in.
Which platform coming in?
The flying platform of Shepherd reinforcements.
Oh. Bloody hell. Okay.
And Electo and Lakis, you see this as well. It's not... This thing would have a hard time being subtle.
Right, if it's literally blocking out the sun.
Yeah.
How fast is it, like, lowering?
Oh, it's not lowering. It's staying up
just
there.
hovering.
Because it's getting ready to launch Asters.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, Captain, by the looks of things, I think we may want to move hastily, in my opinion.
Then corrupt it quickly.
All right.
Can I shoot at the engines or something in the meantime?
Yes,
So
that would be helpful.
we'll leave that scene there and go back topside for a bit then. Electo and Lakis. Your sniper just went down into the hole to help out your captain. And you are now confronted with a platform, a flying platform that's here to try to. It's going to deploy some Asters.
Does it look like there's an engine that I could shoot out? Like, legitimately. I was
So-
half joking about that.
Here's the thing. That carrier, because that's what it is, it's a carrier,
Yeah.
is considered, what do they call it? That is a higher tier object than you. So trying to just dive in and attack it, you're going to take a penalty unless you have some appropriate tags to your weapons.
Right.
Okay, well, I've got this, what is it, the spell cannon? It has ranged, versatile, blitz, drain 2, 2H.
You think we might do a couple more fights?
Okay,
What does that mean?
hold on. So 2H means it's two-handed. Say again, what were the other ones? Blitz?
Alright, I'm gonna use that
Drain.
potion of invisibility.
Yeah.
Blitz,
Drain.
range / versatile.
Blitz. You may spend this tag once per scene to make a move with confidence. And versatile. This tag combines the decisive and defensive, which means you can also... Decisive weaponry is precise and powerful, excellent for ending fights. Once per scene, you may re-roll a failed strike decisively while using it. It's also defensive. Defensive weaponry is excellent for keeping foes at a distance, parrying their blows or suppressing them. Once per scene, you may re-roll a failed exchange blows when using it. So you get a single re-roll of both exchange blows and strike defensively per sortie.
I'm ready to go.
And you can also blitz is you can also once per scene it says. I'm sorry. That's on each of these. Once per scene,
We need to go
you can
back.
re-roll, strike decisively, exchange blows, and you can also once per scene make a move with confidence with this thing.
Okay.
So I believe. So here's the problem: is that carriers are tier 5 targets.
Right.
Which is why I asked.
Yes.
Because I had a feeling something like that might apply here.
It's a tier 5. It's a tier 5 target, and you as an Astir are a tier 3 actor.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to read directly from the book. People, monsters, weapons, and so on have a tier, and it's specifically tied to your weapon as well. Typically the same as its intended users. These tiers reflect that what they are typically effective against. Tier 3 weapons are built to fight Tier 3 things, and so on. When using moves like exchange blows or strike decisively to attack something a tier above you, make that move with disadvantage. If your opponent is 2 or more tiers above you, you simply don't pose a reasonable threat to them. Your move fails, and you must bite the dust. An exception to these rules can be made if there's a reason. A reasonable exception can be made to these rules if there's a reason your foe would be left vulnerable to you despite their advantage. An open Astir cockpit, a personal connection, an unguarded back, etc. Another exception to this rules are with weapons with the Bane and Ruin tags, which make up for tier differences of 1 and 2 steps respectively. These still kick in if it's not enough to make up the full gap. If your foe is 2 tiers above you, Bane still puts you in disadvantaged territory by letting you act 1 higher. Do either of you have any weapons with the Bane or Ruin tags?
Yes, I have my
No.
plasma sword, but that means I have to get up right up on that fucker.
Yeah, you
Sure
gotta
does.
get up close and personal.
Guys,
I don't
remember,
wanna
I
we
do
do
not have
have a
anything like
carrier of
this.
our own.
And that's the other thing. We have a carrier of our own. However, the person best equipped to,
But the captain's not in it.
I was going to say, to work that carrier is downstairs.
To be fair, I mean, we have, like, there was, like, a Captain Singh or something. There was, like, a couple people.
Yeah.
For me?
Arena was the
To, like, eat the captain.
first mate. Yeah.
I think you like me a little bit.
Guys. I have an idea.
Okay.
What's your idea?
I'm throwing you.
We have a rocket we're trying to destroy, and a carrier we're trying to destroy.
Are you
Why
guys
don't
gonna shoot
we
it up?
Why can't we have both?
I had that.
Shoot it
as
into
an
the
idea,
fucking
but
sky,
I
do
didn't
it.
know if I could do.
You know, I don't hate your thought process at all.
I agree with
Well-
aiming the rocket at the carrier.
Because I have a move for weave reality, and I was wondering if this could technically apply if I try to use it on the rocket.
What does Reweave Reality do?
What did it say?
When you use a piece of equipment to make a move, using a weapon to strike decisively, you can ignore one of its tags or acts if it had an additional one of your choice. When you do, give your patron one influence.
Yeah, so that's not gonna necessarily be. That's not gonna help you corrupt this rocket or do anything for this rocket. However, it would give you a Bane or Ruin tag, your choice, which means you could take applied to one of your weapons and use that to take down the carrier.
Well, the only thing I have is my sword.
Okay.
So,
You don't have a gun?
no.
Oh, crap. I
Because
gave you a gun
when we
last
were
session. Never mind. It's
Oh, I had a gun?
I gave you one last session for the combat that you were in because combat was taking too long and I needed someone taken out. So I'm like, oh yeah, you were there with a gun, invisibly sniping people.
Well, it is a robot. You would expect there to be a gun somewhere. The possibility of a gun somewhere.
Oh, I could have picked it off.
Am I the only one who actually has a gun? Like
Listen,
a gun
it's
gun?
it's Schrodinger's gun.
I have magic missile, but I
Picked it
didn't.
off
I
one
didn't
of
put it on.
The Asters is where I could have gotten it from.
So what? Wait. Hold on. Say again.
I said I could have picked up the gun from one of the Asters I killed.
You could have, yeah.
If we want to do it that way, I just have to figure out what gun would work. Give me 2 seconds. I'll look at the gun.
Oop.
Oh,
Who did we
My
lose?
apologies.
We lost Abby for a second.
Yep, and Nick
My
became the
apologies, that
director
was
for
weird.
a second.
First the captain,
Alright,
then
so
the
the
director.
Look at
Oh
my
man, I should have used my
look at me.
power.
I am the captain now.
was it a specific gun?
Pick one.
I'll
While he's
So-
picking one, can Sprocket run up the stairs?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Who does Sprocket see up here?
You open the door and there are two terrified engineers. Basically, their job was to they were basically told when a red alert like this happens is basically shelter in place and protect the rocket. They are armed. with just sidearms, nothing, not like assault rifles or anything like that. And as you open the door, they will sort of like hold the gun up at you.
I'll just use the reactor rifle since that has Bane on it.
Sure.
All right, well, he's still doing that. Okay. Sprocket is going to try to, I think, in the woods of what did we call this world?
Haral.
In the woods of Haral, in like the deep backwoods of Haral, there are some mighty animals with mighty, very scary roars. And
Okay.
I think Sprocket like takes a deep breath and like roars, like I'm talking like giant, like mountain lion type roar to cow them.
Okay.
Trying to intimidate them by roaring.
I would like you to roll exchange blows.
Wait, with talk?
With talk. Because remember, in this game, social combat and physical combat use the same roll. Different
This
stats,
is verbal
same
blows.
roll.
All right, that is a 7.
7, that's a mixed success. So, both you and your target are forced to take a risk.
Okay. My risk will be scratchy throat.
No, your risk will be shot at.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you roar at people who are pointing guns at you, they tend to start pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And
My God, it's
especially-
rabid.
Especially when it's a creature they don't normally see.
What's their risk?
Their risk is panicked.
Wet pants.
They didn't wear their brown pants today.
Yeah, they are panicked.
I mean, I'd be unsettled.
So, all right. So here's the other thing, Draco. You're down at the launch site.
Yeah.
What? Top side then.
Yes.
Electo and Lakis. What are you doing?
Okay.
How many of these fuckers are left on ground with us right now?
None. You took out all the ground troops,
Okay.
or the ground asters, I should say.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we took out the ground asters just in time for the carrier to get there with the backup.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Are we
Uh,
able to tell by the size of the carrier how many asters might be on it?
No.
Okay.
At least not without knowing what kind of asters are on it, because
You haven't graded
living
it?
in a world where you can literally grow asters out of out of plants in the ground, that's
Right. The different needs and sizes of asters really makes
Right.
it difficult to tell. That is true. Okay. I don't know. I don't have anything that could take out a full carrier.
So, you know what? Let me give some a little bit more description to this carrier. Like,
Okay.
in terms of physical build, it does resemble the helicarrier from Marvel movies.
Mm.
However, it is painted in that sort of ivory white that is sort of the symbolic color for the shepherds. And this one in particular has a longhorned ram's head painted onto the front of the ship. and on the side, it is you can see the word painted on the side, Ibex.
Ibex?
Ibex, I-B-E-X, Ibex, which is a type of goat. And
Well, the more you know.
and it sounds way more epic than goat, so it's called the Ibex.
I mean,
I think goat
makes
sounds
sense.
pretty epic.
Well, because we have modern context for it. Fantasy World.
Ibex sounds amazing.
Yeah, Ibex is. I like Ibex better.
it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. It sounds specific. Captain, any chance that we can call him the Beetlebug? There's a big old character hovering above us.
Irina?
Character voices, yes. Aye, Captain.
They called in backup. We have a carrier out here. We're gonna need someone to run interference with it.
Aye, Captain. Coming down out of the clouds.
I believe in you.
There's a brief pause on the other end of the comms. Thank you, Captain. And you can hear. At first, it was almost like when you were talking to her at first, it was almost this like resolute, like, I'm here to do my job. Time to go to work. And when you said I believe in you, it was that emotional, like, oh, okay, yeah, aye, Captain, let's fucking go, kind of thing.
It's my time to shine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh, a genuine emotion. I must act upon this.
Yes. So.
I love that.
The
Beetle trumps a goat any day. That's just common knowledge.
the Beetlebug, Lakis and Electo, you see the clouds kind of part, and through it comes the... What color is the Beetlebug? I don't think we ever asked that.
I think.
Metallic
Yeah,
purple.
Captain.
Orange.
You just like the color orange.
Honestly, I think that like the body of it is probably like a metallic purple,
Okay.
and the legs, the horn of it is like just a solid black.
Gotcha. So yeah, the purple carapace of the Beetlebug floats down. You hear that, like, even before it comes in, you can hear that trademark vibrational sound of its Harriers, kind of.
It 100% sounds like the vibrations from beetle wings.
Yes.
The zzz.
Yeah, that's cicada style. Zzz.
Right, yeah, that's the Harriers doing their thing as it
Exactly,
comes, as it sort of like
exactly.
comes down in through the through the clouds, and the massive horn on the front of it, the massive black horn has started to, like, you can see like a couple of like arcs of purple lightning start to shoot around it, sort of the telltale
Charging up.
sign of the horn charging up.
Mhm. I just think it's good for them to know that they're not the only one with a big, scary carrier.
So, what are you two doing while you're up there?
Is there a spot that looks like it's the obvious, like, hangar section on it?
Yeah. There's a few of them. They're sort of built into the sides of the hull. There's cylinders. It looks like they're going to, like, you can see these cylinders that are clearly not engines or like exhaust ports or anything like that. They are big enough for an Astir to sort of be deployed through.
I'm gonna unsheath my spell cannon,
Okay.
and I'm going to start making sure I take aim at one.
What does your spell cannon look like?
It looks like a big ass fucking sniper.
Okay. One of those big, like, anti-tank.
Like Yeah, it looks like the big ass anti-tank kind of thing, but it's again sniper. So big ass scope.
Does it have the tripod?
Think of Lock On in Gundam 00.
Still haven't seen any.
Okay.
Wanna know
Let me
what
look
that
on.
means.
I know what you're talking about.
Lock On Gundam 00.
Lock, like LOCKON.
Yeah, it's Lock On Stratos. Images.
Okay, that's getting me a person.
Oh. Okay. It just looks like a really long sniper rifle kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a big ass.
Yeah, with the
anti-tank material.
yeah, the rectangular
sniper.
the rectangular muzzle and everything. Like, yeah, that's
Yes.
Um,
the Astir body is the tripod, basically, for this big old thing. I was going to all look it up, like, okay, what does this thing actually
yeah,
look
it's
like?
yeah, it's
Sorry,
a
I was
bit
trying to find a picture for you guys.
it's an
it would
anti
let me share.
it's a fairly standard looking anti-tank sniper kind of long range rifle kind of situation. Okay, so you unsheath that and open fire.
I take aim at the biggest one, like the pod.
Sure.
But I don't open fire yet because
you're ready.
again, I'm readying
Okay.
to shoot.
And Electo, what about you?
I think she's also going to do a thing to sort of prepare for the moment that they can actually see an Astir that they can actually deal with. And I think she's going to reshape. Which is one of my moves.
Ooh.
So basically it says, when you weave magic to reshape a battlefield to your liking, hold 2. The usual consequences of a 7 to 9 still applies. You may spend the hold 1 for 1 to do a list of options.
Okay. All right, go ahead and
Gotta weave some magic. You use channel to weave magic, correct?
correct.
Okay. Okay. 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 2 is 11.
11.
Okay.
So that is hold
Yeah.
2. You get to pick
get
2 of those
2.
lists.
Do you want to hear what the list is? Just so you
I can
have-
see the list from my
Okay.
my own book.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, so she's gonna start like spell weaving to prepare for that
Yep.
for the battlefield.
Okay. So do you want to use those now? You could delay them joining the battlefield. It's one of the options.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's gonna put a time on limit just to try to stall for as much time
Okay.
as
what,
she can.
What what does it look, what do you do for the what does it look like when what are you doing to delay the others, delay the Astirs from dropping?
Okay. I like the visuals of how this sounds. Is inside the Astir, she's like spell casting like her moat, what do you call it? Familiar flashes light, and she casts a spell. So over each of the cylinder opening doors where an Astir would be able to deploy from, a stained glass like key kind of conjures out of it, kind of enters it. It kind of turns as if it's like a key on a lock, and then each of the doors kind of get like a big Mandela circle, like arcane lock on them to block them from being able to get out.
Okay.
Kind of just stopping the machine from being able to move and allow any Astirs to eject from their proper ports.
Okay. I like that. That's cool. All right, so that's one. What else are you
I
doing?
might hold on to the other to see what as things
Okay.
go on.
Sure. And you did that for all of the silos?
Mhm.
Okay.
Or as many as you will allow.
Yeah, it's easy enough to put it like you are an accomplished enough magic weaver to sort of block each of them. I'll say there's like 6 silos, so and you have 6 of these locks, 6 of these barriers is not difficult.
Okay, bought you some time. How long do you need?
Rocket.
Sprocket, you are currently sort of pinned down behind a desk because while they are freaked out, you are still being shot at. They still have a gun sort of trained on your.
So I have a desk in front of me.
Yes, you do.
Oh no, you gave Zoop a desk.
So I have the desk like tipped over. I'm hiding behind it. I want to use Weather the Storm to strong arm my way through using Defy and basically push the desk so that I trap their legs between them and the console.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's a Weather the Storm roll.
Even though
So-
I'm strong arming, I'm
Here's the-
doing something
Here's the
safely
thing.
under
Here's the
pressure.
thing. You gave them a risk. These two are very much non-combatants. They are panicked. They were given basic training with the weapon in order to protect their current things. But these are not soldiers. These are technicians.
Okay.
I would allow this to be a strike decisively roll.
Oh, okay. Can I do that with Defy, or does that have to
It
be
has
with
to be Clash.
Ugh.
Clash with them.
I
I believe in you.
What are do you have any hooks that this might play off of to potentially roll with advantage or confidence?
I have build things, build great things, freedom to all people, and when someone shows kindness, pay it back tenfold. So no, not really.
No, not really. Let's see.
I thought
Electo is in Electo is in trouble though.
Yeah.
Electo has asked us to speed up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I will. So I'll let you roll it with your
I'm saying to
gravity.
speed up. I'm saying, how long do you need? I asked a general question.
So if you
To
respond to
support.
if you respond to that question, Sprock. So I'm because I am going to make it a story thing. Because if you want to use this gravity clock instead of your actual class score,
Okay.
you're going to respond to Electo.
Hey, I just need to get these 2 nincompoops out of my way.
I don't doubt you.
Okay,
Kick
so
it
yeah,
with your tiny combat boots.
go ahead and roll. Make a roll with gravity.
With gravity, that is a 10.
That is a 10. That is a complete success.
Woo!
You
Hi, buds.
summoning your hearing Electo's words sort of realize knowing they believe in you, you are able to sort of dig deep
Electo
and
believes in
pull out
Sprocket's
this.
so damn match.
You're able to dig deep and pull out a greater strength than you thought you had, and just shove that desk across the floor, and you actually have these technicians pinned under the desk.
Ooh, cool.
So they are now they basically have their own little room, because they are now here's the ledge for the desk, here's them, and you just kind of slammed this desk,
Oh yeah.
sort of
Oh,
pinning
perfect.
them under there.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Can I?
It's like you accomplish the impossible every day, Sprocket. This sounds very possible.
Can I? What do I need to do? I need to not read the room. I need to know.
Dispel uncertainties.
Dispel uncertainties.
Oh, yep.
To figure out what button opens the carrier bay.
Oh, it's open.
The top is open?
Draco just opened it with his sword.
I put a giant
I
hole.
thought he wait, okay, my understanding was he cut a hole small enough for him to come through, but we
Oh.
needed to open it up completely in order to get the rocket and shoot it at the
Yeah, that was my understanding
Carrot.
too.
Oh, my understanding was
That
that
was also
he
my
just
understanding.
carved up the door.
Yeah, that's what
Oh.
I did. I just made a hole so I could just get in.
Thought he was
there.
making like a cookie
Oh,
cutter the
just for
size of his
yourself.
Astir and step
Okay.
through,
Oh,
like in an Acme.
That was my mistake. I thought you were taking out the whole thing. Okay.
I didn't know I could if that was the case. but I can.
Nope. You've already said it. It's canon. I don't want to rethink it. You made a hole big enough for yourself, and so all right. Go ahead and roll plus no.
Okay. That is a 8.
8. Okay. Your director will tell you something potentially useful, but it is up to you to discern how. Your director might ask you to explain how you know that information or where you learned it. You... This is unfamiliar territory for you. The controls on the ship are one thing. This is all tech built for interstellar travel. It's literally rocket science. And you can see that there are a couple of keyholes. And a series of switches in between them.
Okay.
Also, you know what? I will also say there is, in fact, a big red button.
Oh gosh.
However, the big red button is underneath a
Glass.
yeah.
panel.
It's under a
Clear,
glass
clear
panel.
dome thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Are there other things scattered around this room?
Yes, there are. Given the fact that people had to leave in sort of a rush because this was an emergency, there are papers strewn about. There are, you can see some blueprints of the rocket itself, and the particular rituals used to grow it in this particular fashion. You can, you see, what's the words? The like trajectory, like the planned trajectory of the launch and everything like that, like what they were planning on doing.
Do I see
Like the launch.
a fire
Plan.
extinguisher?
Sure, yeah, there'd be a fire extinguisher in here.
I take some random parts or objects and attempt to create something useful out of them.
Okay, is this one of your artificer moves?
Yes, it's jury rigging.
Okay, what do you have to roll for that?
I have to roll no.
Okay. It's gonna take you some time to MacGyver something together.
Even though I rolled a 14.
Let's
I-
see. Excuse me.
Let me make it clear what I'm trying to make here. I'm trying to make a bomb.
Oh my gosh.
So it's definitely not going to not explode when it stops working. All
Why
right.
are we making?
Because I'm gonna use the bomb to threaten them so that they open the hatch.
I'm not surprised.
Open up or I'll shoot you out of the sky.
But like, Zoom.
It doesn't surprise me in the slightest. This makes sense.
This isn't on my bingo card list.
Has
I feel like
anyone
this is the
gotten
only thing on
bingo
my
for
bingo
Zoom
card
Chaos
list.
yet?
So
No,
he-
because every single
We
time
had
he
cards
says
for that.
something-
So here's what I'm gonna do, okay? Rather than have you jury rig a bomb,
Okay.
Lord.
because that is going to take a considerable amount of time, because that's potentially more time than you have, given the fact that there's a carrier loaded with Asters about to rain hell on this whole place.
And I make it look like I have a bomb.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna have you roll exchange blows, but I'm gonna do it with plus no
Okay.
for this instant.
Do I need to roll again, or do I get to use my
You get-
roll?
You already rolled.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the 14.
Okay. So excuse me. Actually, you hit them decisively you pinned them decisively with that last one.
Yeah, but now I'm trying to get them to do
Yeah.
something for me.
Yeah. So what do you say to them?
The
What-
hatch?
Whatever you said didn't come through the mic.
If you don't open the hatch, I'm gonna let this blow.
She's crazy enough. She'll do it.
Yes, terror tactics. Terror tactics, let's go.
Like, okay, just let us out.
Rocket awkwardly pushes the desk.
The two techs, stand up and like one of them has their hands up, the other one has their hands up with the pistol like hanging from the thumb so that they clearly can't use it.
They put their hands up.
Yeah.
They're going all along.
What do you want?
Like it's a crazy plan.
Open the hangar, please.
And they go over to one of them, or they both sort of like reach in, and they're both like wearing the keys, and they flip a couple of the switches, not all of them, in between the two keyholes, and do it. Turn the key at the same time, and Cohran down below and above you, Sprocket, and around you, Draco. Sirens start going off. Klaxons like the brink, brink, brink.
All right, looks like I gotta
as
start aiming
the
my
door
gun.
and with that, back top.
With that, Sprocket, by the way, with that, Sprocket says, "Long live the wolves!" Sets off what looks like a bomb and jumps off the observation deck.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
Do you mind if I describe this a little
we
bit?
Just
Yeah,
went full Red
yeah.
Dawn?
Get rid
So you basically you pull the pin on the fire extinguisher, and I will say that because you used plus no on it, you basically did rattle it so that it would explode, but it's not going to explode like kaboom. It's going to explode like you know, like a fire extinguisher going off, you know, and create that sort of like smoke foam mist for you to get away.
I'm just going to point out, because of the CO2 in that, you could legitimately fucking asphyxiate people with that. Don't do that in an enclosed location in real life.
Right. But between the that going off and Sprocket jumping through the window to get out of there, it's not really an enclosed area. So it's everywhere. Sprocket comes leaping down and is now on the ground next to Cohran.
Oh my gosh.
Draco, Cohran, what are you guys doing?
Since I hear the alarm going off, I'm guessing the rocket's about to go off. So
A fair assumption.
I'm gonna brace myself in like a corner area so I'm not in the blast radius, but I'm able to aim my gun so I can shoot that rocket.
Okay.
And hopefully it's within the right proximity for it to be around the other carrier.
You're only going to be able to shoot one or the other.
Okay, so it's either the carrier or okay.
So I'm trying to make it so that we use the rocket as a missile into the other carrier. And take both out right away.
Oh, the huge manatee.
Yes.
Or maybe he can move it so it's like within close proximity so when I shoot it, the explosion could damage the carrier.
Cohran and Sprocket have been on the same track here. Cohran said that he wants to use the missile to hit the platform that came in. So that's what Sprocket's been going for. Also, Sprocket would definitely have gotten hurt if they hit the ground, but they're actually hanging halfway up.
Okay.
By their overalls got caught on something.
Just loose
Draco.
hanging there, like, I'm fine. This is okay.
Draco, can you get Sprocket down before someone uses them as a pinata?
Yes, Captain.
Highly tempting.
Just uses his hand, just rock it up.
Pinatas
Honestly,
are now
at the
canon.
scruff of the neck too.
Pinatas are now canon in this world.
As they should be.
So, Lord DM, what would be the right thing in this situation?
Okay.
Okay, so it's not about this is so here's the thing, this is an important distinction, okay? Given that this is a powered by the apocalypse game, it's not about doing what's right and what's wrong. It's about telling a story. This is not D&D. This is not we're not futzing around with rules to min-max our output and create. Put it this way, I'm not going to require a roll for the rocket to hit the thing. Like the thing that I might do is suggest that like if Sprocket and Cohran communicate this plan to Electo and Lakis, then Electo and Lakis may try to do something to lead the ship closer to over the silo. But
Okay.
what do you want to do? Because that's one thing you guys haven't done yet is communicate, saying like, "Hey guys, this is what we're going to try."
Nick, we have to remember that you and I communicating doesn't mean that everybody else has figured out what's going on.
No, we have no idea.
All right. So Corin's going to get on the intercom, and every wolf can hear this.
Okay.
This is Captain Emerus to all available wolves. We're about to we're attempting to use a rocket to take down their carrier. I need all. We have 10 seconds before launch. Electo, Locus, get this thing in position. Draco, make sure Sprocket and I don't get hit by the flames. Irina,
Alright.
get the fuck out of the way.
Copy that, Captain.
Okay.
Corin, on that, I would
Okay.
like you to roll plus crew.
Oh man, how many crew do we have? I have that written down.
Is it a 4?
I love this song.
If I remember correctly.
Okay. Well, good news and bad news. The good news is the number's not 0. The bad news is the number is 1.
Wait, how is it
Will,
1?
do
Oh.
do you have something else written down for crew?
I thought you had plus 2.
Yeah, +2.
Because there's 2 of us.
No, crew is something different. Crew does not include us.
Oh.
No, I have it written down that we have a crew of 2,
Yeah.
of +2. That was the thing that we locked in.
Wasn't it there in the
Yeah, Carrier
downtime of it?
Beetlebug, Lupine Delta, it's +2 crew. A +2 is not going to save a bad roll, but
Oh, help.
it shouldn't be a 1.
Okay, I'm not sure where that changed.
It says basically having a captain as like on the group, someone using the captain playbook. A crew trait starts at +1 by default. Having someone using the captain playbook increases it by 1 to a +2.
Right. That's an 8.
An 8. Okay.
Much better than a 1. Not ideal, but not terrible either.
Oh, if you're telling me I have to get on this rocket to manually direct it, you have no idea how ready I am to do that.
At the drop of a hat.
You know, fellow GMs watching this, don't you love it when your PCs give you great ideas?
Oh, Lord.
No.
That's what it's gonna take.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not doing a damn thing.
That's exactly
I'm
what it's
being
going to take,
quiet in a
actually.
corner.
You,
I was just getting ready to make a shot, but nope, not anymore.
Oh, by the way, I messed something up. In terms of the crew thing, I thought it said choose one of your one of your 5 things and add +1 to it, but it's not. It's choose one of your playbook moves and add +1 to it. So I'm gonna drop down so that I'm only at a +2, and I don't want to use that one. I want to increase the carrier's crew by 1.
okay.
So that would be crew is actually 3.
3. Okay.
Oof, that's a lot of crew.
Okay, do we want to add that to my roll right now, or would an 8 to a 9 not really affect anything?
8 to a 9 wouldn't do anything. 'Cause 7.
Okay.
It's 7 to 9 is a mixed success. So
But I will update that we have a 3 crew now, because I'm going to keep track of that religiously now.
So
I'm going
Yep.
I'm going to send Draco a text message between the 2 of us.
Just the 2 of us.
And it's simply going to say, Draco, I need you to trust me. Hold Sprocket back.
Holy hell of it.
Oh no.
So are
And
you,
Corin's going to rush the ship.
Oh my god.
Second, he gets that that message, he's instantly just gonna grab Sprocket and just huddle into a corner.
Wait. Are you going to try to keep Sprocket in your cockpit, or are you just going to hold Sprocket with your Astir hand?
Astir hand.
Okay.
It would be too dangerous to let Sprocket into his cockpit.
Yeah, I'm not letting
Get so fucking
Sprocket in
scratched
my
up.
freaking cockpit. No, sir.
That's like letting a raccoon into your cockpit.
Hey, how do you think Sprocket got here? They got a ride with Electo.
I know, but Sprocket wasn't feral like a raccoon at that time.
Yeah, I'm about to say, with how Sprocket's been the last 3 episodes, hell no.
All right, so Cohran's rushing
You
this
haven't
damn
bonded with
rocket.
Sprocket the way I have. Even then, when Sprocket was in my Astir, they were 100% like, I'm gonna leap out. Like, no, the fuck you aren't. You will buckle in and sit down until we properly land.
I love
You
how
will keep your paws and tail inside the Astir until we land.
Sit the fuck down, you little shit!
I love how Sprocket is like lives at the exact intersection of Wreck-It Ralph and Fix-It Felix.
Yeah. There is no in between. It's right there.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I'm gonna wreck it, but gotta fix it.
So you make a run for it. Draco, you grab Sprocket with your Astir.
Yep.
Cohran goes into the rocket.
At this point, once Cohran's in the rocket and he's getting ready to pilot it, he's going to send a message. This is Captain Emerus to all wolves. Get ready for an immediate retreat. As soon as the rocket blows, it's full retreat. And then send a private message to Locus. I'm putting my life in your hands, damn it.
Wait, what's
I
going on?
Good question.
He's about to
Oh, let me switch over.
Prometheus himself into the fucking ship.
Prometheus himself? In what way?
Cohran needs to
In
pilot
the
the rocket
rocket.
into the carrier.
Oh, okay.
And Cohran is sending a message to Locus saying, I'm putting my life in your hands, damn it.
So what are you expecting Locus to do?
Cohran's gonna try to jump out of this thing before it actually hits.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
All right, Cohran.
So
my
instead
God.
of me sniping, Locus is going to put the sniper back up and ready themselves to catch a fucking yeeting pilot. Hey, Captain, I guess.
Oh my god.
Since this
All
is
right.
the plan.
So that means Electo, you kind of need to work with the Beetlebug to try to draw it, because it's still a little bit farther away. You need to sort of draw it a little bit closer to be in position over the silo.
Right.
So what I would so how would you like to try to do that? I will actually, if you wanted, let me see if we can word
Freaking word.
your reshape ability. Create a spectacle that will be difficult to suppress or cover up.
Right.
Using the that's self-care from numbers. Everybody stretch and
That's the
hydrate.
Thank you. was just
I will
remembering
say
myself
that
something.
if you wanted, as an option,
Mhm.
given the fact that you like the stained glass is a big thing of the aesthetic,
Aesthetic.
you could create illusions of
Yeah.
other similar asters
Right.
flying up from the Beetlebug.
Right.
Meaning, in order to try to get this thing to engage with the Beetlebug rather than with you and Lakus on the ground.
Mhm.
And it would try to fly towards you to do that. You can try to do that if you want. And it's not even try. You have the hold 1. You already rolled for it. You can just do it.
Right. No, yeah, I do like that idea of her just kind of conjuring creating the illusions of just what looks like a full force of Asters to try to hem them in. Like, there are a lot more of us here than you expected, and now you have to try to adjust them to hover where they need to be.
Sure.
She's making dozens and dozens of
so you
of
do that.
Of hers, of Dracos, of Lacus's.
Cohran.
They just kind of like hover into existence.
Cohran, I need you. I would like you to roll. Now you don't have a channel score. You don't have a channel trait because you've.
I'm a support.
Right. However, I think.
What did we have him roll last time?
That's what I'm looking it up right now because it is. I think it was based on your hooks or something. You were able to.
So my hooks are protect the crew at any cost and down with the ship, and I think this is perfect for at any cost.
And going down with the ship.
Oh my god!
Don't worry. Listen, Locus got me.
Sure.
I'm rolling a no to see if Sprocket understands what's going on.
Okay. This is all right.
I live for these moments.
I'm just making sure I have the.
Sprocket is trying to wriggle out of your grasp, Draco.
He's gonna lightly tap your head.
Okay, so everybody's going to be making rolls. Well, everyone except for Abby is going to be making rolls here. Cohran.
Because channel worked so well. I'm a
So-
fucking wizard. How Pendragon wishes.
I'm actually going to have you roll. Actually, hold on. I want to make sure we're getting the right thing here, you know?
Yeah.
Let's say what might be clash.
Say again?
I was saying would mine be clash?
Probably. Give me just a minute. All right. So I'm going to have... so, Nick.
Nope.
I'm actually going to have you roll... You can use your gravity. One of your, if you would like to use one of your gravity clocks for this, I will allow it. But once, particularly the way you've set it up, particularly with your gravity clock towards Lacus.
Got it.
Because you are putting your faith in their hands, your life in their hands.
Yep.
I don't like that, Aiden.
I am going to say it's going to be 2d6 because this is basically weave magic, but without your channel roll, without your channel score, it just means you do it. You're fuck it. We're doing it live.
Doing crazy shit.
And that notion of fuck it, we're doing it live is there is a level of desperation to it. So I am going to say you're going to roll this with desperation.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So any 6s you roll count as 1s.
Got it.
Roll 2 5s. I believe in you.
Roll so well.
Heart of the dice. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. What am I adding to this? So it's my hook with Locus.
Well, it's your gravity clock with Lacus.
So that's a
So
plus one.
Plus 1, yes.
Okay. Do I get to add my hook with at any cost?
That is,
It doesn't matter. I got a 10.
you got a 10. Perfect.
Octaliba.
It worked.
Oh my gosh. Oh
I rolled
my
a 5 and a
God.
4 on my plus 1.
Well done. Well done.
Nice, nice, nice.
So,
That's what we needed.
Sprocket, I would like you to roll plus Clash, because you are fighting to get out of this hand. And Draco, I would like you to roll plus Defy.
Blaze of glory.
That is an 8.
It's every man's
I
dream.
really hope I
Oh
don't
my
miss the
God.
captain.
Don't drop him.
-1, so 10.
Just in case you can't know that.
Okay.
What did you?
So, Sprocket, I'm basically doing it as an opposed roll there. Draco is able to hold on to you harder than you can fight out of a giant robot's grasp.
But he doesn't choke me to death, right?
Right. No, he doesn't choke you to
It's
death.
not
The way I
Um,
would never forgive Draco.
It's just got like hold. He's
So-
like holding it
Like,
like
Nothing
this.
against
Cohran.
Draco. I would never forgive Draco.
Corin,
Nothing against Draco.
as the ibex flies over, you can see the those what looks like those stained glass panels that Electo had put up there to block the silos flicker away
He's focusing too much on the
on the
on
display
the fake
of,
illusions.
yeah.
So you gave me a bullseye. Got it.
And you can see the feet of some Asters starting to be lowered to about to be deployed. Describe this for me.
So the scene as if it was playing out on screen. You get the scene of Sprocket being held back in Draco's Astir. I think Draco's a little conflicted about this because I think Draco knows what's going on. And the only sound you hear from this, even though you can see Sprocket screaming out as they realize what the captain's doing, is just the sound of a heartbeat. Just a consistent ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. The next scene you see Cohran getting onto the rocket and finding his way to the captain's seat, grabbing the holy symbol, and looking with a fierce determination at the control panel as he puts his hand on it. And where the white lines kind of stopped last time, you can see them stop again for a split second before you see him put more determination behind it, and those white lines flood the rocket as everything starts powering on. And it looks like Cohran has complete control. And you still hear the ba-dum, the ba-dum, the ba-dum as you see the rocket slowly start to take off. There's a shot of Cohran flying this rocket, hitting his earpiece, and saying, "It's been an honor." The screen goes black where it just says "It's been an honor," as the rocket flies into the Ibis, and you can see just a giant explosion as the rocket and the ibis start to take each other down. Scenes from inside the ibis, you can see just explosion after explosion after explosion as it's just a chain reaction. And as we get a reaction shot of everyone looking at it, it zooms into a particular piece of debris falling. It's just the captain with the wind blowing through them. They have no control over the fall, and that badum is finally.
This a weather the storm or a bite the dust roll for me, Will?
How do you want to do it?
I think
Because it could also because it might also even be weave magic. If you wanted to do,
Locus is just gonna fucking like use the Astir to forward.
you're gonna. Sorry, what? Say again.
Locus is probably just going to fucking run for it and try to catch him.
Okay. Run and fly for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
You gotta catch that man.
Yeah, as soon as Locus sees the rocket,
this is
fucking booking it.
Just locked on and just starts going.
I'm gonna say that this is. I'm gonna call this weather. This is gonna be weather the storm, but I'm gonna say that it's plus sense to sort of catch to basically recognize like there he is,
Right.
and
Be able
react
to
in
target
time.
pinpoint.
Okay. I got a -1 on that shit.
Remember, you also have a gravity clock.
Items that
Uh,
fire damage.
And by the way,
that's
because
that's a
Cor-
+0 now.
no, it's not because you're using that instead.
Time you deal fire damage.
Oh!
You can add your gravity. You can use your
So,
gravity
and
clock
remember,
instead.
you two are sharing that gravity clock. So because Cohran used it, it goes up one for both. It goes up that one tick for both of you, and now you're using it again, so it's going to go up another tick for both of you.
I'm gonna max it out at 7.
So
So
after this, it'll be +3.
And if I max it out at 10,
no, because you need to fill the clock before it goes up to +2. So it's going to stay +1 for now, unless that's your 6th tick.
No, it's not. 'Cause
Okay.
I think this is the first time we've used the hook for us.
Okay, so that means you're at 2 ticks each, because Corin used 1 and you used 1, and that's 2.
oh, go.
Hell yeah.
Okay, 2 additional from the start. Because didn't we have one to start
There
with? Technically?
there shouldn't have been any ticks on it yet, because it's whenever you use the gravity clock, you add a tick to it.
Okay, cool.
So instead of a -1, you're going to be rolling a +1 if you would like to use
Yes,
that.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to use that because
So-
I've got a -.
What is your just one thing I will ask is your train of thought and or description of what's going on in your cockpit, in your head, what have you, as you
The
do this.
conversation between Locus and Robin is this: "Don't drop him! Don't drop him! Don't drop him! Don't drop him! Don't drop him!"
Dead. I gotta hire.
Just panic.
And you can hear in your head, I'm trying.
That's a total 12.
12. Tell me what it looks like. Describe what happens.
There is just a panicked scrabble as Locus goes, "Oh shit, Captain is going to be falling." Puts away the fucking gun and starts fucking booking it. About halfway through is when like Locus like jumps up and starts flying to try and like get not parallel, but like on
Get in
up to
line
it,
for
right? And then finally, Locus sees the captain falling and just goes, "Fuck! Gotcha!
5 levels apart.
Don't do that again! Please! Let's not! Tiny man!
Lighter is
Tiny man.
And
The cockpit!"
Corin, one last weather the storm.
He's getting captured
With
by
plus,
metal. Has to
plus
fucking
defy.
hurt.
I will defy.
Okay.
Oh. Boop boop.
Please roll a decent number.
That is a 6.
That
Okay.
is not a decent number.
You are.
Yeah.
He opens up his gun wound.
Yeah, that's really
You are
Man is bleeding.
You are.
He is
I'm going to
broken
say
and
you're going to take a peril.
Oof.
Okay, I got it.
Basically,
You don't come out of an explosion hole.
pretty much, yeah.
No.
Like you took probably a concussion, probably a few broken bones.
You know, I didn't need that left leg.
Welcome to the club.
Teens are very fashionable this year.
And
No one gets out of Rabine without losing a leg.
and as you, Draco and Sprocket,
Oh god.
you are still inside the silo. Are you guys gonna try? What would you have done after the rocket took off?
I would make sure that the coast would be clear first before I try to get me and Sprocket out of the hole.
Define a clear coast for me.
Once because I don't know if it was like fire that shot out of the bottom of it when it went off or what, because I would want to make sure Sprocket is safe first.
It was a green flame.
So I would just be making myself as a shield until like it was gone,
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
the second I noticed that like the coast is clear, I would just instantly jump up and get us out of the hole as fast as
Everyone
as
here
fast
is very like run and jump with these things. You guys can fly. You know that, right? You have boosters. You have limited flight built into your things. You're
Well,
aware
Well,
of this.
I
Well,
wanted to save my flight in case
Electro's
I
in the
needed to
air.
use my flight, and so I was gonna jump.
Well, I
You mean
know
like
I can
launch?
fly. That's why I flew into the ibis.
You flew directly into another character.
Oh wait, Corin, did you shut off all like all interception or like transmissions from Sprocket during that whole thing? You probably had to be able
Probably
to
had to.
concentrate.
So Draco gets out of the silo, sprocket in hand, literally. And as you get up there, Draco and Electo, you have a unique view, a unique shot of this. Because this rocket has pierced into the hull of the Ibex and exploded with this green ball of fire and has begun crashing down into this factory. You're
Rocket
happy.
is-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sprocket is like attempting to get out of the hand.
Uh,
And Sprocket is yelling obscenities in their native language that
Lord.
no one can understand.
give me plus the 5.
That is a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to slither your way out between a couple of the larger joints in between the hands of Draco's Astir.
Like
Okay.
a weasel. If you can get the head through the whole weasel can get through the hole.
Yeah, Sprocket is sprinting for the ruined everything.
Everything is on fire.
Everything's gotta be on fire.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It is, and There was definitely a lack of major explosions, so you're not sure if it's hit the gas tank yet, so it may not be safe to be here right now.
Well, then hopefully the captain turns back on his comms, because right now Sprocket is running for it.
Just a message of, ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
You fucking idiot hero.
No,
Oh my gosh.
Cohran, that's about all you're able to get out before you pass out.
I was about to say, he says before he passes
The
out.
amount of trauma this man has been through, been shot, how many explosions, how many...
He's the captain.
Well,
Also,
it's
I need to point out, that man I cold-cocked we never took him out.
No, he's got to be burned up in there.
We never took him out.
He was already.
So he is
already
either
Chris.
somehow alive for Will to bring back to haunt us, or Cohran just did not care about this man enough.
This man is either hella dead or plot armored. There's no way.
Well, I'm about to say, I think he's plot armored because after he was caught on fire the first time, he instantly got fire extinguished.
So,
Who knows?
you need to get out of here. Because you just took down a carrier and a major project.
A carrier, a missile, a factory, and ground drones.
Yes.
I
We've
probably
caused a lot of damage.
Sprocket probably needs Locus to tell them that they have the captain, because right now Sprocket thinks that the captain's saying that from in the wreck.
Yeah. Locus goes, I've got the captain, I got him! He's hurt! Alive! But hurt!
Okay, take him to the carrier. Take him to the carrier immediately. Where's Sprocket? Draco, do you have Sprocket?
Sprocket? Oh, shit. Sprocket,
Draco, fight Sprocket! We have to get out!
I'll look around and I'll try to see if I can find Sprocket and just instantly like, scoop Sprocket up. We're going!
Okay, Locus, Captain, Draco, Sprocket, carrier. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. To the sky, to the sky, to the sky. All the illusions drop, and she's just like, oh my gosh. We gotta go.
All right.
We gotta go.
Robot.
Robot. It's robot o'clock.
So, you all get back to the Beetlebug, and the Beetlebug makes its escape.
Good job, Arena.
So,
You did fine. Her name's Arena, right?
yeah, Irina.
Oh.
Irina, Irina.
Okay, Arena.
Yeah.
Get this man to an infirmary.
Yes, because he is
He's broken.
knocked the whole fuck out. So this has us transition to a downtime scene. As a refresher for everyone at the table and at home, because it's been a handful of sessions and even more weeks than we've done a downtime scenes. Between sorties, characters have time to themselves on the carrier to rest, recuperate, and to do their own thing. This is referred to as downtime, and during it, downtime scenes are played out, each focused on a different location on your carrier. Downtime scenes are similar to conflict scenes, but each is led by a single player who may invite others into it. Downtime scenes don't need to be elaborate or long. They can be as simple as describing some actions you take. You may continue to invite other characters into the scene as it plays out. Other players may force a character into the scene at the cost of one of their tokens. Each player gets to lead a scene each, and also gets 2 tokens to spend during any player's scene for further benefits. The director also takes 1 token per other player. When they spend theirs, they may refocus the scene for a moment and spend them on behalf of the authority to show members of it having their own downtime, imposing the opposite of the option's benefit onto the players where appropriate. Does anyone have a downtime scene that they would like to perform? There's a whole list of them here.
Holy shit.
Lissa, you had one?
Oh, Lacus is gonna have a talk with the captain.
Okay.
So-
Beat me to it.
I think everyone's about to have a talk with the captain. This is great. I think by this point, just so that I don't have to do every scene from in the bed of the infirmary, can we just say that Cohran is healthy enough to walk around, but he has to use a cane for the rest of his life?
I am. Well, here's the question I'm going to ask you. Because you did roll a 6 on that, weather the storm.
You never getting out of an explosion hole.
What body part did you lose?
Oh, the leg.
Leg. Okay.
How far? How much is a leg?
I will say, for the sake of drama, though, I'm going to say one character is going to get a downtime scene with you in the infirmary.
Fight about it.
I think it makes the most sense for fucking Lacus, given that Lacus is the one that also experienced losing a fucking leg.
Be fair though, Rocket gets to perform an extra infirmary or hangar scene during downtime.
Okay, one
I'll
of
let
you.
two
So
fight it
I'm
out.
not getting in
this
this
is
fight.
all right. This is what it's gonna. One of you is gonna get the scene while Cohran is still bedridden. The other one is going to get the scene when Cohran is at the moment he's being released. Basically,
Okay.
he's being let off to resume duty.
Lacus can go first.
All right, so Lacus, you get the he is bandaged up, missing a leg, laid up in bed, few burn scars.
It's the opposite leg you lost. Nice bit of symmetry there.
So,
Make a whole leg person.
Love that.
Slowly but surely, Rebine is taking everyone's legs.
Coming for your leg.
Anyway, Lacus just kind of leans in the door, goes, "Had to follow in my footsteps, didn't ya?"
So Cohran is in whatever dress they have patients in, and is reading the Holy Book of Lunas. He closes it, looks over at Lacus, and just says, "I had to complete the mission."
You know, that's what fucking remote controls and shit are for, Captain.
The rocket didn't have it. This rocket was never meant to fly without a crew.
You could have fucking died. You know you can't do the same thing that you did to me. It doesn't always work.
There's a couple.
The only reason it worked for me was because Rabine is Rabine.
I
And
know.
I was almost fucking dead.
I'm about the only person who knows that just as well as you do.
So why did you put yourself in that risk?
Because we had to stop them. If they got this rocket off the ground and into the galaxy, we don't know what materials are out there. We don't know what the coalition would have done. We had to make sure it didn't happen. And we destroyed a carrier along with it. With who knows how many Astir pilots.
Yeah.
Look, I know that you think that you are not special or anything, but I'm going to slap you upside the head with that fucking Book of Lunas right now. Because you do realize you are part of the reason why this fucking crew even works, right?
So you believe with me gone, the crew would fall apart.
I think our unit would struggle on. We'd survive, but not nearly the fucking same, dude. You are important, Captain. I know you're willing to put your life on the line for this fucking... What is the word?
Pause.
English. Cause. But not every time we do something requires you to put your life on the line. How many times have you gotten out of the ship when you probably should have stayed behind?
Yeah. We could do that on the way back.
Every time when it was necessary. Locus, I think you're a bit confused about something.
What's that?
I do not think I am not important. I think I am very important. And I do not throw myself into danger easily or willingly.
You
But I do
realize
it when
if
I
you
have
die,
to.
I then have to deal with Rabine, right? Rabine will not be happy about that.
No. No one is happy when a friend dies.
Exactly. I don't know that I've told you exactly how it feels to have Rabine there. But Rabine's feelings are my own, too. And sometimes I don't know where my feelings end and theirs begin. And so it's that much harder on me when you put yourself in these situations, Captain.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Because it's not just my friendship with you that I'm feeling. It's theirs.
Yeah.
So, while I understand that there are times we're going to put ourselves on the line like that, don't do it unnecessarily. Please. Because you're not just going to have an Astir pilot that's going to be on the line because of that situation. You're going to have an Astir themselves.
To make a cantrip and attack.
The only thing I can promise is I won't do it unnecessarily. But I vowed not to lie. And Locus,
Yes, Captain?
don't lie to yourself. You would have done the same thing.
I didn't say I wouldn't. But I'm not as
What's
important
that?
to this crew.
Don't sell yourself short.
No, cantrips like.
I didn't put this crew together out of just blind faith. We were outnumbered out there, both in manpower and in Asters. But how many losses did we take versus how many losses did they take? You look
True.
at this crew and you don't think it'd survive without me. But I precisely put it together because I know it will. I may have faith in Lunas, but I have faith in a lot more too.
Just don't sell yourself short. Please.
As long as you do not either.
I'm trying. It. And Lacus actually, their voice box shifts, and for a second you hear this metallic sound, and Rabine speaks out of Lacus's mouth. Sometimes it's difficult to work in tandem.
Oh, you know what? I just realized. At some point, somebody made me drop Shadowheart's bow.
Babe?
Somebody made me drop Shadowheart's bow.
I think they're frozen.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I think they
Wait a
might,
second.
I also think they might be frozen. Or are you playing the Shane's face frozen game? Oh, there it is.
Am I
Oh.
back? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, you froze there for a hot
There you
minute.
Oh, okay, I was hearing you guys. I was moving on my end. Hi.
You were not on this end.
Oh shit.
Okay. Where did you guys last hear me?
But you
Did
were
you guys
being
last hear me?
Rubine. Rubine was talking.
Oh, okay. But it's hard to work in tandem.
Go back.
Yes, that was the last thing we
Yeah.
heard.
Okay. Lacus kind of stretches their hand and goes, I don't always feel human. I don't
Honestly,
know what I am anymore. I don't know if I'm an Astir or a person or both.
Well.
I know they call me an abomination. I know the crew doesn't. They would never. They know everything. But it's hard to
Before you log in,
feel like myself, and I know over time people change, and I've changed more than a lot of people do in their lifetime. But you didn't have to bring that on yourself, Duff. Don't put yourself in my position. Please. Not that Rabine isn't a great friend, but
Oh, Rabine's the best. You should ask
It'd be
him to
nice to
tell you a
have some-
joke sometime.
oh, believe me, he tells me them all the time. You just don't hear them.
No. I mean, ask him to tell you a joke. You won't regret it.
Depends on the day. And what Rabine has decided for the joke, Captain.
All right.
The joke algorithm is on random.
All right. So, Each of you can spend a token to choose one of the following: to clear a peril or swap a part, help someone you have gravity with and advance it, start or advance a long-term project. Describe what that work looks like, or take their Astir and rush ahead. You'll lead a sortie and with lead a sortie with plus defy and advantage. If you rush ahead, it doesn't end downtime. Other scenes can be played chronologically before this one, and the crew might also just not spring into action in your wake.
Lacus, go ahead and take an advancement.
All right, so advance your gravity clock.
Okay.
Oh, Electo, our gravity clock is at 3, by the way. Because I...
All right. Anyone else have a downtime scene they would like to do?
I'll let Sprocket go first.
Are we gonna have a downtime scene? Are we gonna have what is this thing called? The downtime scenes are called are they just called downtime scenes?
Yeah, they're just called downtime scenes.
Are we gonna have some, so like we're not gonna plan and prepare right now because we don't know
Not
we're coming at. Okay.
Right.
So somebody else can go first. Give Nick a break for a second.
I think Draco will go to Lacus.
Okay, where?
Probably like after he notices that they had their altercation in the infirmary. Probably he'll follow Lacus most likely to the hangar bay.
The hangar? Okay.
I guarantee that's easy to do because as soon as that confrontation is over, Lacus kind of like just heavily storms out. Like, they're not like fully upset with the captain at this point now. They're calming down, but they're definitely stepping heavier than they would normally.
Yeah.
So there's a very distinctive thunk, thunk, thunk that everyone can follow throughout the ship.
Yeah, so he'll follow Lacus, just like keeping a distance up until they're both in the Hangar Bay area, and he doesn't know how to properly communicate since this is the first time he's trying to open up to someone. So he walks and just lightly puts his hand on their shoulder. I know you may not want to talk, but if you need someone to listen, I'm open for that.
There's a blue jay.
He doesn't
that will send you on
understand what
missions
he
as
put
well.
me through when he did that. Seeing
Because you
his
can talk
leg
to him.
getting.
It says there's an Astir.
I remembered the building and the blood and him using the core to bring me back. And I can't do that for him if he fucking dies in my hands.
Yeah, probably.
I can't repay him if he dies in my hands because I don't have a core to give to him.
You don't get.
Even though me and him see things in a different perspective, the moment he gave me that message to protect Sprocket, something clicked. This whole time I've been headbutting him, thinking he doesn't know what he's doing. He just didn't seem like he could hold up to what the old captain. And lately I've noticed that and this stays between us, I understand why he was chosen over me. To make the sacrificial play, whether he knew he was going to make it or not, was something I couldn't see myself doing.
And that is why they chose him over you.
Oh wait.
I couldn't help seeing it. I can't bring him back because
Oh,
he
we gotta go
brought
out
me
the
back.
front door, but yeah.
And it's not fair. It's not fair that the shepherds continually put us in these situations. I just wanted to fucking go to school. I didn't want to fucking fight.
Okay. Yeah, we got to.
You know, being in the temple for as long as I was, I realized that putting myself in seclusion made it harder on me.
What's seclusion? I don't have any privacy.
Well, let's just say that with how things are in this world, people with your beauty stand out more than more people give it credit for. And someone with your smarts also triumph, even if some people are arrogant. You know better than most people.
The world is shit and it's cruel.
No.
It puts innocent people
it
in the
says their
way
name,
when they had no business being
but
in the
the
line of
picture
fire.
shows them.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's how it is. I think back
put him on there.
It's not how the world should be.
I understand that. And it makes me think back to a moment right before I joined the Wolves. There was a child who was being thrown into the streets by the shepherds after his parents were being taken away. That boy did not deserve to lose his parents. So, arrogant as I was, I decided to run and hit the shepherds that were taking the parents away. Long story short, everything went black. The kid walks up to me and thanked me, but I couldn't do anything. I didn't have the strength. But after seeing that, I dared not want to see another parent, another child, another person deal with that kind of pain. For being alone for as long as I was, I don't want to see any more bloodshed, but at the same time, this madness needs to stop.
Which is why we fight. I'm just tired of seeing everyone I know get hurt.
All right.
I lost my
now
friends
if we go back
in
to
town. I lost
and get
family.
The weapon, it should...
I lost my life, technically. I have lost everything in this war. And I'm going to keep losing things.
Was there a...
And I'm not saying we don't fight. We have to fight, otherwise nothing will fucking change. I'm just tired of seeing good people go down.
I completely understand. And just know that you have someone who thinks the same way you do. And if you need someone to talk to, I am an open ear.
Thanks, Draco. I appreciate it.
No, it was...
All right.
He then tries to awkwardly try to give a hug.
I know where it's at.
Lacus kind of just like shirks the hug to the side. Like, no touchy.
Okay.
No one touchy.
So, each of you can clear a peril or swap a part. Swapping out Astir parts, that is. Advance your gravity clock. Start or advance a long-term project. Describe what your work looks like. Or go out on a rogue mission with your Astir.
I feel like Lacus would probably go out on a rogue mission with their Astir at this point, given their brash nature.
Okay.
that's what the imposter has, is like the way they act. So let's fucking roll into it.
Okay.
I haven't used it yet. I haven't used Don't Follow Me yet, so we're gonna finally use this fucking thing.
Okay. So that means you'll get to lead a sortie with using plus defy, and you will get advantage on that roll. However, before that happens, basically as Draco walks away, and Lakis is looking at Rabine, we will cut to someone else for their downtime scene. Who do we got? Sprocket, did you want to get the captain as he gets out of bed?
So I think Sprocket will be both of Sprockets will probably be in the hangar.
Okay.
So probably maybe the first one with the captain.
Okay.
Or wait, I have a workshop.
You do.
I have a workshop. So if the captain will meet me in the workshop.
Captain wheels in.
Okay, let's see the leg.
We can't. There is no leg.
I know. I need to see where I'm going to attach your new leg.
Sprocket, I appreciate the thought, but it's really not necessary.
Oh no, you're gonna have a prosthetic leg. The question is, what do you want it to be able to do?
How did I see this coming?
That is an interesting question, Sprocket. But the question is do you want to give me another position to do what I did?
Well, Captain, you know I admire you. And what you did there is why. But I'm upset you didn't take me with you. But also, being in the field is scary.
Yes. But remember, you were asking for that.
I mean, you seemed so freaked out by what you had heard that they had there that it seemed really important to go in and get there. And I mean, it went okay, but then you asked if wood was flammable, and I was like, well, obviously the rocket ship isn't flammable. It's a rocket ship, so clearly you were talking about the man. I don't think we ever got his name, but I did set him on fire.
Oh shit, did we take him out of the rocket?
I never went back into the rocket. Did you take him out of the rocket?
You guys just left that poor man in the rocket.
Well,
After
Sprocket,
setting him on fire.
that's one less enemy to deal with.
I think you had actually very well got his skull in. If I'm gonna go on the field again, you gotta teach me how to fight.
Well, if I'm going to teach you how to fight, then I'm going to need to be able to stand up.
Okay, great. So, do you want toes that tase people?
Please call them Tozers. Please call them Tozers.
Please don't. Oh my gosh.
I've got a prototype right here. They're called Tozers.
No.
So, Sprocket,
This is the world we live in. This is the
Hear me
chaos
out.
it instills.
what if each toe was a mini missile?
Toenail missiles.
What if the foot ended in one of those like gas-powered axes?
Sprocket, creating new and glorious ways to
Oh, wait.
cause war crimes. 2025.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. All right. So if I pull
my
out
God.
these tasers, okay. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay.
Turn his foot
so
into a
each-
gun.
Each one of these. Listen, we're getting there. Okay, so see, this has got a little bit of like rocket propeller. I don't know how you're gonna make sure it goes where you want it to go. But I think
Here's the thing, Sprocket.
yeah.
We can also include an aiming device. As the captain removes his eye patch. That's not the only thing I lost.
Huh. We're gonna set it up so that your eye connects to your toes.
I'm sorry, Will, but this is happening now.
Absolutely.
I may have just decided that I lost the eye to make this happen, but you know what? I'll take every ounce of power I can take.
After Baby Job, Will has no room to talk about body horror.
Oh, yeah,
to have
absolutely.
any note on body horror.
So
Baby,
Job.
I think that we have spent time tinkering.
And this little piggy went kaboom.
Oh, I have to either start or advance a long-term project or increase gravity.
Okay.
I think creating the foot missile is going to be a long-term project.
And the other one can spend a token to do the other one if you want.
Oh, okay.
So, Zoop, if you want to start the project, and Cohran can spend a token to advance your gravity clock if you want.
All right. How many things do I have in my? How many?
Long-term
segments.
project. We'll call it a. We'll call it a four tick clock.
Okay, and I get to tick one right now, or
Yes.
starting it.
Yep, you
Okay,
tick
so
one
that
right
means I get to tick two because I advanced the long-term project and I get to advance it twice.
now. Nice.
So we're halfway there.
Oh.
I'm checking off a thing with Cohran.
I was expecting an emotional, why did you do that? But
So, thought about it, but considering the fact, I think something must have happened right before the game started that, like, galvanized Sprocket into, like, and I'm thinking, like, one of their hooks is freedom to all people. So I think something must have happened right before that, like, really galvanized them in that, like, freedom to all people and the shepherds are taking away freedom. And so because they have a -2 in clash, they're not like a fighter, but they just like went whole hog into this thing. So it could have been an emotional why did you do that, but Sprocket's more just upset that you didn't take them with you.
fair enough, I'll take you on the next suicide mission.
Okay.
He said, lying.
If you lose another limb, maybe make it an arm. There's just so many fun things we could do with an arm.
Sprocket, I'm already on thin ice with Locus as it is.
Appreciate you being safe, Captain.
I mean, don't
Thank
get me
you.
wrong. If I need to go on another suicide run, I'll do it.
I know why I'm going to equip you with the best leg possible. That doesn't just have missiles, but also has a gun in the calf.
So
Very well.
In case you lose your first gun.
I heard you like guns, so I put a gun in your leg so you can gun while you run.
Wait. Haha, I have disarmed you, Captain. Yes, but you did not disleg me.
Ta-da!
all right.
So the captain is now turned into RoboCop. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Pretty much.
What I'm hearing is fucking go gadget, extendo legs, like that kind of energy.
All right. So I'm going to spend one of my tokens here
Okay.
for a meanwhile scene.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice,
Meanwhile, in the wreckage of the factory,
Oh no.
a tall, broad-shouldered, stark man overlooks the wreckage and the cleanup crew, people putting out fires, and seeing, just sort of observing the damage done. And he's wearing a cape. The kind that sort of like comes around but ends like right about here with like a gold rope clasping like the two sides together. Underneath which there is a black uniform suit with white border and numerous badges and a series of sigils written down the left side of the shirt. For an image of who this character is played by, we'll go with Dave Bautista. Big guy, like I said, big, stark,
large man.
yes.
Lord, you could say.
Okay, I know him.
Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, except nowhere near as lighthearted as Drax is. But
Drax would say something about the fact that his heart isn't really that light.
Oh, he would say something like, "My heart is very heavy indeed, thank you. I have weighed it many times." But no, he sort of observes overlooking the wreckage, and a nervous-looking woman holding a clipboard approaches him, and says, "Chancellor Vril, the pilot you wish to speak to has arrived." "Very well, send them over." And the man that walks over is a young man, early to mid 20s.
Young man.
Blonde hair, but blonde hair, kind of neck length, kept back. Maybe a little bit longer than neck length, actually. Probably like collarbone length. but kept back in a ponytail, mostly through like sort of a high ponytail, but still let the under part sort of free, you know.
A half up, half down.
Yes, exactly. Holding himself with a similar uniform to the one that Chancellor Vril is wearing, except in white, with similar sigils and fewer badges, fewer points of recognition. You wanted to, Chancellor? It's an honor, sir. Lieutenant Branwell.
Why is Abby freaking out?
That's my rival.
The one that she went to magic school with.
The one that also had my mentor, and we chose different paths when shit hit the fan and she died. Ah!
Today we have suffered an impressive setback. You're familiar with the wolves, of course. And Branwell, Jaxus being his first name, sort of he visibly tenses up a bit. Yes, I'm familiar with the wolves. Too familiar, if you ask me. They've struck a blow against us that we will not easily recover from. I've been led to believe, by my sources, that you know some of them. And that stern tenseness shifts to there's a moment of fear. Chancellor, if you're implying that I leaked information to the wolves, I want to assure you that my loyalties have been with the shepherds this whole time. And the Chancellor interrupts him and says, it's fine. I know you're loyal. I know where your loyalties lie. You've proven yourself to us time and time again. But there are people from your past that may have been caught up in their activities. And I would like to offer you the opportunity to remedy what has been done here today. Or at the very least, offer them a similar setback. Branwell sort of, there's a momentary relaxation, but he immediately sort of like rights himself to like official business. If you were offering me the potential to go on something of a wolf hunt, I will gleefully accept your offer, Chancellor, with immense gratitude. Go prepare your Astir. Bring it to the capital hangar. We'll see if we can't get it up to snuff. And I can introduce you to your fleet. Branwell salutes, and the shot kind of lingers on the Chancellor as he sort of overlooks the destruction. A wolf hunt. So, Abby, you haven't had a downtime scene yet this time on this round.
I have emotions. Okay. How dare you?
I'm the director. It's what I gotta do. It's my job.
You do so good. You do so good. I'm like, I act angry, but I'm smiling. So it's all good.
Of course. So, what,
Considering that my Astir still has apparel, and the only way to get rid of apparel is to be in the hangar, I would imagine being in the hangar to take care of that. I think she would try to gather Sprocket.
Well, a peril is perils
it was marked as a
affect
physical peril.
Right, but it affects you as much as it affects your Astir. Other places allow you to remove perils. Like I'm just seeing here, like social space or private quarters lets you clear a peril.
Right, but the social ones take like emotional peril.
It doesn't matter.
They don't fix physical peril.
It doesn't matter.
It says emotional versus physical.
Does it? Where does it say that?
It does. It says, where did it go?
Of emotional, yep, you're right. Yep, my bad.
It's like that's the thing. It's like if the peril was marked as an emotional peril or like panic or something, obviously. We've done a lot of hangar.
The problem with running games like this is that because I'm trying to juggle so many things.
Rules. How can you keep them all?
I'm trying to speed read them and I'm only getting about half of it. So
you're skimming.
Yeah.
And that's normal. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like even though it's like since it was a physical peril that it took, that's the way. If it was an emotional peril, I would do something different because there have been a hangar scene or two already.
Right.
But I want to get rid of this peril.
Yep, of course.
I want less dangers if Jaxus is on the table. Not that I know that.
Right.
But just as a fact.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, but that's the thing with this game is that because it's a storytelling game, like there's
the meta, but then there's the story.
Right. I'm not sure how much you've seen of it, but there's been a lot going around the RPG side of TikTok lately about like full disclosure games versus like behind the GM screen kind of games.
Yeah.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm still planning stuff that you guys don't see or know about, but
which we expect.
It's right, and there's an expectation of that when in any RPG, but because D&D is built very specifically as a no transparency kind of game. Like your characters aren't supposed to know every weakness in the monster manual. Your characters aren't supposed to understand every rule in the DM guide. And you have to, play, character knowledge versus player knowledge versus person knowledge versus whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not that game. So the notion of like metagaming as far as the plot goes, no, by all means.
It's built in. It's like, this is how you know shit is happening behind the scene. It's built in so that it's anime style. You have to see what goes on.
Right. And honestly, that's one of the things
part of the fun is.
That's one of the things I like about this game a lot, very specifically, is because it mechanically builds in the way to have these meanwhile scenes, to have these scenes of like, this is what the bad guys are doing while the heroes are recuperating, kind of.
Exactly.
So yes, by all means, you can say like, oh, if Jaxus is coming in the cards, I want to make sure I tick this peril off.
No, right. And like the same thing. It's like, yeah, she doesn't know that, but I know that, and it just makes sense. Right. But I do think that Electo would kind of like knock on the workshop door and be like, "Hey, hey Sprocket, could I? Oh, Captain Sprocket, could I?"
You hear something explode in the workshop. Oh, gotta work on my aiming.
Are you good?
Yes, we're
yes.
fine.
Yes.
Okay. Sprocket, do you have a moment to help me with Opal? She took some major shattering in the front chassis. Don't feel like moving on to anything else would be smart with that kind of damage.
Good.
Appreciate that. Good to see you,
Electo,
Captain.
I actually wanted to speak with you. Yes, you.
Am I in trouble?
No, the opposite, in fact.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
I'm putting you in for a medal.
Why?
Well,
You know, out of curiosity, just basic curiosity.
I was going through the reports while I was laid up. And after all was said and done, I was caught. Sprocket was being lifted out. You were the one who was focused on making sure that everyone was taken care of and making sure everyone was accounted for, so to speak. In a moment of panic, your mind was clear. Understand, Draco and Locus were both very courageous in this moment as well, but
Incredibly. I would be honored. I'm glad
I
you
can't
think,
say whether or not you will get it or not, but I will put it in with the assembly.
I feel like there's a what's the term for it? The thought that counts? Glad you think highly of me. Is she building you a leg? Are they building you a leg?
Yes, we're putting missiles in the toes.
And this little piggy went to hell.
Sprocket, I believe your primary focus should be on repairing the Asters. We never know when we might need them again.
I will work on the toe sills later.
Oh Lord.
Wait, does
Lunas.
does that mean the two of you are hanging out under the mistletoes?
I would rather die than hear this bullshit in my ears.
Only if the leg is hanging up, Will.
Only pain.
I'm going
Only
to go back to
sorrow.
the bridge. I think Irina would like a break from being acting captain.
We don't play that way, Sprocket and Cohran.
Tears and sorrow and sorrows and tears and weeping and agony.
Okay.
You were the one who implied it. I do not know why you were upset.
Ooh.
Will is the one who said
Will
mistletoe.
implied it. I implied
I said
nothing.
I said mistletoes. It's
I did nothing wrong, as per usual.
Abby just
Obviously.
lives here.
I'm just a girl, okay? I'm just a little guy.
As
Let's
I wheeled
see.
away.
Okay. By the way, Electo, thank you so much for taking me on my first mission. I feel
Yeah, thank you for not jumping out of my gosh darn Astir. Would you? You did a very good job. That was very intense. I'm very, very happy for you. You did some crazy, amazing things. Why would you think it's okay to leave an Astir when it's in the air?
shoot.
That's
Ask me
beside the
correct
point.
questions.
That is beside the point. Where there are guns, you cannot be in a parachute. You will get shot out of the sky like the duck you decorated my Astir with.
Oh, what you're saying is I need to have a plasma shield before I jump out of the Astir. Okay.
or at least give indication that you're going to do something like that before you just drop a layer and go, by the way, I'm gonna jump. Like, if someone's gonna put you in the Astir, tell them if you have an evacuation plan in mind. Communication is very important, and that scared the life out of me. You did amazing things. You were fine. Everything went fine. Basically fine. That was a lot.
We'll go over my layers with you in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, right now, I'm just wearing the overalls.
Okay. I don't know if I made it worse or not. That's beside the point. Astir.
All right, so you go...
I like you. You break my plans that I constantly have for myself, which I think is probably healthy for me, but also gives me anxiety. You fascinate me. Okay.
You know what's really cool is these things on my overalls are called fascinators.
Did you name them that, or is that just what they're called?
That's just what they're called.
You learn something new every day. Okay.
Fascinating.
How dare you?
Do I spend a token to patch up Electos?
For the infirmary hangar, in the scene, a peril can be cleared or a part can be swapped. And then, like, each of us can do a token thing. So I'll probably spend my token on the peril, since it was my Astir. And then that allows you to use a token if you would wish. Any of the other options.
Long-term projects. Can I use long-term projects to add to people's Astirs, or only?
I think so.
I haven't been able to find anything that says that I can give them an extra gun or give them more subsystems or.
Right.
Hold on. Let me. We're gonna do a good old Control F on the.
I did
Control
F on the long term and couldn't really find something.
I'm looking for project.
I know that I can work on a long-term project to change the damage type of something.
Damage type.
Why don't we figure that out? Because it's about 9:53.
Yeah.
Why don't we figure that out over the week and we can wrap it up?
So then we will. Then I think if that's the case, then yeah, because we are pushing that 3-hour mark.
We are getting close.
So what I'll say is we will end it with the scene of as you two are working on patching up Opal. The launch klaxons go off. The hangar bay opens, and Rabine takes off. And that means the first thing we will do next session is roll to start a sortie.
We'll deal with this thing about the long-term clock, and then we'll start.
Yes.
Sorting.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
So,
I did not agree to this.
Oh, and Will, for my thing, I was gonna add a part to my Astir.
okay, what part are you adding?
Extra arms.
Ooh, okay. That's a
what?
fun one.
Extra arms?
Extra arms.
What?
No, get spooky with it.
What do
Have
they
fun.
look like?
They're pretty much like the exact same as his regular arms he has, but they fold into his chest.
Okay. All right, cool.
So it's kind of stitchified where like it just pulls into the center when you don't want the
Yeah,
extra
it's like
set of
it
arms.
goes straight down the sides. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for playing, everybody. Appreciate you all of your efforts in this game. Thank you all at home for watching. Appreciate you being here. And I'm going to let my players let you know where that you can find them throughout the internet while I go look for someone for us to raid. We'll go. I think we went counterclockwise last time, so we'll go clockwise this time. No, you know what? We're actually going to do a V shape this time. So, Zoop, you start.
Oh, hi, I'm Zoop, or Zoop Machine, or Cypria. Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late to the launch because I want to leave this world. And you can check out what I'm doing at my card, zoopmachine.card.co. That's card with 2 R's, and don't put an M at the end of co. And that's where you can find out what I'm doing. I did update that recently, so yes. Oh god, everyone's dying. Why is everyone dying? Oh, maybe it's just Abby.
Well, it's the wanting to leave this world bit.
Okay.
Well, Abby, it's your turn. Where can people find you?
I'd be laughing uncontrollably. Mainly on TikTok. You can also find me playing games with awesome people who make me laugh. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Tuesday we play the Kooky Cosmonauts in our Candela Obscura game. In space on dying of exposure. I had makeup on, I'm tearing up. That's where you can find me.
All right, Lissa, what about you?
Hi, you can find me in all the places with the buttons as Geek Girl Lissa, and you can do the thing, and it's Linktree/Geek Girl Lissa to find all the things, because there's a new discount code incoming for Mr. Pierre Fashion.
Ooh.
So be on the lookout for that. You'll get I think it's 10% off. Though new arrivals and accessories, so like the bows
For all the spicy nerds.
and stuff like that, those are not included in the discount code, if I remember correctly.
Binks, what about you?
You can find me mostly here on Twitch, CrimsonRedRobin. Been bouncing back and forth between .hack GU and Final Fantasy 16. Or you find me on Lissa's stream 2/3 of the time, which starting next week will be probably a lot more frequent. So yeah, that's pretty much where you'll be able to find me.
And Nick, what about you? Where can people find you?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And I am Radio Free Will. You can find me. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find me on Twitch. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can find me on YouTube. I'm also on TikTok at Radio Free Will. And if you like this game or any of the other games that I'm running, feel free to sign up for the ones that I'm running up here at startplaying.games/GM/Radio Free Will. I have seats open at all of the games that I'm running right now. We just had, I just got my 3rd player up for my Masks: A New Generation game. So that game is going to be starting in the next couple of weeks. We just had Session 0 for Monster of the Week game, so that's going up. We actually just had our Worldwide Wrestling game just went on hiatus because one player had to duck out for an extended period. And there's Exalted, there's the Wild Sea, there's all sorts of stuff over there. If any of those sound like fun, feel free to sign up right over here. Thanks for also check out my check out my TikTok channel because I've started doing some sponsored stuff there. They've sent me some free merch, so I'm going to be plugging that. And if you buy merch that I got for free, I'll get a cut from it. That would be awesome. But we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid? You know, I thought I saw that Michael went live, but it looks like he went down. He ended his stream just as soon as he started it. So my friend Improv GM, that is. However, looks like VJ Creations is playing some Dragon Age right now. So we are gonna go raid him. If you're not following him already, give him a follow and subscribe if you are so inclined. VJH Creations. He is not just a content creator, he is also an RPG creator, has made a lot of cool stuff for a lot of different systems, and he's just an all-around good dude. So give him a follow, say hi in chat, tell him we sent you, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. These things all help the algorithm. But until next session, everybody, thanks for being here. Good luck, have fun, and no gods, no masters, only moderators. Night, everybody.
It's always the boneless wrist.
It's the worst.
Those achy, breaky, boneless.
Oh, God, my ribs hurt so bad right now.
And we are clear.